Okay, kids, I wanted to talk to you for a second about something from Chapter 1, and it's called unit conversion. They call it chain link conversion. And this is probably the most important thing I will show you in the next couple weeks. Unit conversion is a trick for converting units, and it actually can be used as a tool for estimation. There's this thing called a Fermi estimate, which uses unit conversion. The basic idea behind unit conversion is if you have a starting point, let's just say that we have $100 American, and we want to convert it into some foreign currency. Oh God, I got a funny story to tell you about that sometime. Let's say we're going to convert it into euros. I believe this is the symbol for euro, and I believe the euro symbol may go on the back end, but we're going to try to figure out what to do with that. How can you convert $100 US into euros? Well, let's just see. The only math that you can do to something that doesn't really change its value, but might change it in some other way, is to either add zero to it, which means do nothing, or multiply by 1. But we are going to do so cleverly. We are going to write that 1 as a fraction. Now, you've seen a fraction before. It has a line that separates a numerator from a denominator. By the way, the line is called the vinculum. I looked that up. It's really cool to know what that line is called. It sounds very Roman. Vinculum, take them to the vinculum. And a lot of times when we indicate multiplication, we just put a parenthesis around something. So we're going to write 1 as a fraction with a numerator and a denominator. And this is only true if the top and bottom are the same size. However, the clever part is that we're going to use different units. Check out the clever part about this, all right? So we start with our $100 US, and we're going to multiply by some sort of fraction. And the top part of the fraction is going to be in euros, and the bottom part of the fraction is going to be in dollars. And this entire fraction must equal 1. So we need to figure out how many euros and how many dollars are exactly the same size. So I'm going to grab my little smarty phone here. I don't know how to shout at Siri, and I don't want to do that to you. Oh, I think I just did it, didn't I? And we're just going to say, uh, what is a euro worth? Okay. Euro, okay, according to this, a euro is 1.19 United States dollars. So 1.00 euros and $1.19 is exactly the same size. Now, I had to put the dollars in the bottom here because I want to cancel. I've got dollars, which is assumed when you have a number that's not a fraction. Everything's assumed to be in the numerator. So the dollars are in the numerator. I put dollars in the denominator. It cancels out the dollars, and I'm going to be left with euros. And that means that I need to divide by 1.19. Well, there you go, folks. Let's switch over to my cell phone calculator and let's take 100 and we're going to multiply the top, which is 1, and we're going to divide by the bottom, which is 1.19, and we're going to get 84 euro and 3 cents. I think they call the fractions of a euro cents. So these are equivalent. That I've now converted from dollars to euros by multiplying by 1. By the way, the trick they use at the airport is not only do they have a different conversion rate for when they're going from dollars to euros or euros to dollars, and they get a little money off of that, but also they almost never give you the change. So they just give you 84 and they confiscate the 3 cents. So you got to watch out for that. When I travel abroad, I generally like to use my credit card, and the credit card company converts the amount, and they don't charge as much as actual cash um, conversion. Let's do something else. Let's convert something else. I've always wanted to know if that song from the musical Rent is correct. So let's convert 1 year into minutes. Now we're going to need to multiply by 1, and I don't happen to know how many minutes are in a year. That's what I'm looking for. So, but what do I do know is in a year? I'm going to put years in the bottom because again we have to cancel those units. And the other unit I'm going to put in here is I'm going to put in days because I think there is 365 days in one year. And yes, you're right. Every fourth year there's an extra day, and we maybe need to take that into consideration. But this is close enough for government work. Well, now I'm into days. But let's get rid of the days. We'll put them in the bottom. And I know how many hours are in a day, and then I know how many. Well, I don't know how many seconds are in an hour, but I do know how many minutes are in an hour. And then I'm going to go ahead and go from minutes to seconds. So I've planned this out, and then I have to populate this with things that are equal. For example, 24 hours is exactly equal to 1 day, and there are 60 minutes in 1 hour and 60 seconds in 1 minute. So if I do this, if I stair step this, and look, the planning is perfect. Year cancels year, leaving with day. It's canceled here, leaving with hours, which is canceled here, leaving with minutes, which is canceled here, leaving me with seconds. So I have to multiply by all the things on the top and divide by all the things on the bottom. Luckily, the dividing part is all a bunch of ones. So if I get my calculator out, 1 times 365 times 24 times 60 again is, that is not correct. 1 times 365 times 24 times 60. I should do this on camera so you can see that I get it right. Times, there it is. 500. Oh, you know what I did? I put an extra one in here. That's why I got the wrong answer. I get 525,600 minutes. You know, I did the other one. I multiplied by 60, and I got 31,536,000 seconds is the same as a year, which is funny because 3.15, this is almost pi times 10 to the 7 seconds. Almost, approximately equal to. Anyway, the musical is correct, and this is why they didn't do seconds in a year, because it's really hard to say 31,536,000 seconds. You know, that doesn't roll trippingly off the tongue. Then again, musicals have always caused me trouble. I like singing, I like dancing, I like acting, but that transition from acting to singing has always been a bit problematic because that doesn't happen in my house. Nobody's like, honey, what's the grocery list? You know, that doesn't happen. Okay, sorry. So that's what I wanted to show you, unit conversion. But let's talk about how it might be used to make an estimate. Okay, so these estimates, we could estimate something like, well, we could certainly estimate how many heartbeats you'll have in your lifetime. Now, this isn't going to be exactly the same for everybody, but we can estimate it using this unit conversion thing because we're going to start with one life. And at the end, we're going to have a certain number of heartbeats. Now, one life, we can convert that into, say, years pretty easily by looking at statistics. And I think the average lifespan for a male is about 76 years. Females, I think, is closer to 79. I don't know why that is. You know, they actually seem to have more stress than we do, but whatever. Maybe that includes all the accidents from doing things stupid like here, look, watch this. Now, years we can convert easily into days, and days we can convert into seconds. No, days into hours. And then hours we can turn into seconds pretty easily. And then, well, I got to make some room down here. We got to go whoop down here. And then we're going to multiply by how many seconds is one heartbeat. Okay, that's going to give us our answer. Alrighty, so 76 years is one life. 365 days is a year. 24 hours is a day. And there's 3,600 seconds in an hour. And there's roughly one heartbeat in each second. So that really wasn't necessary now, was it? And so the answer for how to convert lifetime into heartbeats is going to be very similar to the number of seconds times 76. So 3, 1, 5, 6, 5, 3, 6 000 times 76 equals, oh my lord, this is a big number. It's actually 239673600. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2.4 times 10 to the 9 heartbeats in a life. That is 2.4 billion heartbeats in your life. Um, I don't know. Some people find that encouraging. Some people find it macabre. Um, it's the doctor actually used a statistic like this to convince me to take a pill for my blood pressure because it was a little on the high side. And she said, "Well, listen, your heart's going to beat a certain number of times, and if you make it work harder, it's going to beat a lesser number of times." And that got me. So there you go. We'll do some other fun things like this in class, and I will assign some of these for you. Sometimes with these estimates, there's no particular right answer. Let's do one more. Come on, this is fun. This is one I like to do. How long to eat your weight in food? Now, the numbers that go into this, we're just going to plan it out. We're not going to put the numbers in. The numbers that go into this will differ for lots of different people. And this comes from the old adage, "Oh, she eats like a bird." Well, birds consume their weight in food every day, for the most part. So humans do not eat like birds. We do not consume our own weight in food. So what you want to do is you want to start with your own weight in pounds, probably. And then we're going to go ahead and figure out how to do this. Your weight in pounds, and then let's figure out how many pounds a particular meal would be. And then let's figure out how many meals you could conceivably eat in a day. And then we're back into our other thing where we take days into hours, and then well, that's probably pretty good. We'll just talk about how many hours it would take you to eat your own weight in food. That'll be good enough. So we could put stuff in. Let's take an average student. Let's say the student's probably about 160 pounds. Okay, and then we're gonna say how many pounds can you eat in a meal? Well, man, a big burrito from Chipotle might be up about 2.5 pounds, maybe, in one meal. Is that going to work? Sure. How many meals like that could you eat in a day? How many Chipotle burritos could you stuff down your pie hole in one day? I'm going to say 3 such meals in one day. And then one day is 24 hours. So if I was going to do this for this imaginary 160-pound Chipotle fan, we could take 160 pounds. We would divide it by 2.5. We would divide it by 3. And then we would multiply by 24. And we would get 512 hours. This person would take 512 hours. Now, maybe you don't know what 512 hours is, but you could convert that into something else. We could divide by 60. And we would say that would. Why would we divide by 60? We have to multiply by 60. See, I tried to do it on the fly without drawing the little thing, and I got zigged when I should have zagged. That is, well, no, we need to divide by 24. 512 divided by 24 equals. All right, so that's about 21 days it would take this person to eat their weight in food. Now, if you made a concerted effort of it, I'm sure you could cut that down. But listen, I did show you something. When I tried to convert the 512 hours into something else, I did the wrong thing because I didn't graph it out. I did not check to make sure that pounds cancels pounds and meals cancels meals and days cancels days, leaving me with hours. You gotta do the checking. Okay, that's my little mini lecture for today.